Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, back again with another entry in the strange series that is What Every X Thinks of Y, and yes, as you may have ascertained from looking at the title, it is time to close out the almighty trilogy that we started many months ago, back when my walls were yellow. It's a sad time thinking about it. When I started talking about what every Dark Souls player thinks about every Dark Souls 1 and then 2 bosses. And now we are about to close out the trilogy, as I've said, with Dark Souls 3. And this one has a lot of interesting bosses, from clergymen to fallen champions. There's a ton of things that just want you dead hard. So let's take a look at them today. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and this is what every Dark Souls player thinks about every Dark Souls 3 boss. We made it this far, and let's see it off proper. The first battle with Gundyr. Everyone had the same reaction when fighting this boss for the first time. It's just like, oh, another From Software first boss. Is it just hug the butt and stab betwixt the cheeks? Oh my god, what is he turning into? He looks like a potato that's been left in the cupboard for a year. I can't help but think whenever I look at him in this state that he would have made a fantastic Goosebumps villain. Vort of the Boreal Valley. As internet commentators have said countless times before, damn, that boy thick. But also, he's a dog, so does that make him a thick pupper? I don't want to think about that too long. What I do want to think about is how easily you can absolutely best this pedigree chump by using the Dark Souls secret sauce recipe of fire. Fire for when you don't want the world to know what you've done. Curse-rotted Greatwood. Imagine being in the meeting room when they came up with this boss design. Rich, you know what to do now. I'm just going to be turning to the left and right. Right, let's get cracking. How does a giant angry tree sound? Aces, love it. Big sweeping attacks? You got it. Stompy feet? You betcha. Weak spots being massive pustules all over its body, but mainly his groin? Okay. And a weird witch hand that comes out and crushes your meat like an angry wank? Yeah, I might be working through some stuff here. Crystal Sage. Now, a lot of people don't really rate this boss fight, saying that it's akin to just whack-a-mole, but the only prize is that you get to smash somebody's skull in. And while I can't deny that, it does oddly remind me of my hometown's carnivals. Weird. Newton Abbot, in case you're wondering. Deacons of the Deep. Seriously? This is meant to be a boss fight? It's like trying to slap your way through the Thirst Boy comments trying to talk to some of the female members of our staff here. This is the literal incarnation of I Am Alpharus for all of those 40k players out there. And you know what? They're about as threatening as a passive-aggressive post-it note and go down quicker than the tone after I've had 2 lager shandies. Abyss Watchers. Now this is a fight. My god, my blood was pumping after playing this. It was just amazing. You go in there and you see the last guy standing on top of a mound of bodies of his brethren, and you think, yes, you and I, we're going to have a little tango, friend. And then they rise up and you're like, oh no, somebody soiled my trousers. Who's done that? The Pooh Phantom? It is a clash of champions that will push you to your limits, and it's honestly hard not to just run back, raise the bonfire level, and do the whole thing over again. High Lord Wolnir. Oh, my sweet, sweet summer child. Wolnir, you are just absolutely pathetic. Once you snap his shag bands, he tumbles into a pit and he's just done with. Now, many players kill him so quickly that they don't even know he's got more attacks than just stinking up the place with his death breath. Listen, pal, nobody cares that you went to download 3 years ago. Let's get those festival bracelets off you. Old Demon King. Now, the Old Demon King is a battle of 2 halves. When you walk in there, you're just like, oh, I like what you've done with the place here, governor. It's very nice, and you look like a right gnarled old bastard. Come on, then, let's have a go. But then you actually start the fight, and it's just like, oh, dear me, it's just another generic Dark Souls boss battle in which you can just hug his flanks and just stab him right up the eye. You know what I'm saying? Just right up there. Just pop a club up there. It's a bit of a disappointment is what I'm trying to say. Pontiff Sullivan. There is nothing quite like seeing old Ponty here for the first time. It is grandiose. It is breathtaking. It is absolutely humiliating for the poor bastard when you parry him straight away and stab him right in the chin. Oh, so many riposts. You big mug. Yeah, it's quite easy to make him look like an utter tit, so sit down, mate. There's a new Pope of Chili Town. Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. Ew, Jesus. Is this what bodybuilders think is going to happen if we skip leg day? Aldrich is a glorious mess. The Devourer of Gods sure does seem like an apt name, because if you're unprepared, he will eat you alive. There is literally no safe place from his attacks, and while it is hilarious to watch others scream in panic with the endless barrage of arrows going off, you won't be laughing when it's happening to you. It is a brilliant fight, and in fact is possibly the only example I can think of a slug that actually enjoys all of the salty comments it gets. Yhorm the Giant. More like Yawn the Giant, am I right? Oh, I died to him twice in my first playthrough. But you know what, while this fight may be a little bit dry, at least it gives closure on one of the best subplots in the entire franchise. I'm not crying, I'm just chopping onion knights. Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Holy crap. This is actually one of my favourite boss battles, not just of this game, but of the entire series. I adore the design, I adore the arena, I love the fact that she's got such unpredictable moves and that she can set fire to the area around you, just creating this horrible hellscape. It's brilliant in terms of tone, visuals, and delivery, and honestly, I can't say anything bad about it. Dragon Slayer armor. Honestly, the hardest thing about this fight isn't actually the giant hulking armor in front of you, but the spindly-ass butterflies in the background. For once you reach the second part of this fight, almost always at the worst possible time, they will shoot out some magic gunk at you or fire bloody laser beams down to interrupt your flow. It is like trying to focus on something while your little brother throws toys around the room. However, there's one thing about this boss battle that I really don't like. When he takes his weapon in both hands and raises it above his head, he's got his shield on his back, and he reminds me so much of those bloody turtle knights from Dark Souls 2. I hate those boys with a passion. Oh, I'm just going to attack you, but I've got a 360 follow animation, so you can't even get round me. Absolutely. Not going to talk about it. No, get out of here. Get out of here. Champion Gundyr? Anyone who was thinking that this was going to be a pushover the second time around was dead wrong. He's leaner, he's meaner, and he's not become the thing from under the sink by R.L. Stein quite yet, and 9 times out of 10, Gundyr will kick your ass so hard you'll go back to your own timeline. If the first run-in with him was a test, this is the final exam. But it's a final exam in which your calculator is broken, you've got stress-induced amnesia, and you need an almighty dump thanks to all of the energy drinks that you've been chugging, and if you leave your seat, you'll fail immediately. Good luck. Lorien, Elder Prince, and Lothric, Younger Prince. The Twin Princes is an exceptional boss battle, and it has everything you could possibly ask for. It's got a really interesting solo fight at the beginning, it's got a really interesting twist in the middle, then it's got this exceptional design and layout, and of course it's got the cheap teleporting attacks that come in right behind you and stab you in the spine. Gotta love those. Gotta love those. P.S. Huge fan of the fact that he does his own version of Would You Kindly from Bioshock with the If You Would, Brother. Top lad. Or lads. Osiris, the Consumed King. Father of the Year award right here. Am I right, my fellow dudes? I mean, if you ever wanted to see an invisible baby smashed against the ground in a boss battle, then this is the boss for you? Although, to be fair, he's in a bit of a tough spot. I mean, he's got an invisible baby after all, so it's not like he can just put it down for a bit. What if it wanders off? Still, though, as a boss, this shaved cat covered in glue is pretty easy. Definitely one of those bosses where the lore is much more interesting than the actual battle. Ancient Wyvern. Oh, I'm sorry, you die in one hit. I do not care if the level itself is meant to be technically the boss, as it's the whole challenge of getting to him. You are this big and you go down this easily. What are you doing, you massive twat? I tell you what, if all the boss battles on this list are going to be like this, is going to be an absolute cake. Nameless King. Yeah, I take that back. The Nameless King is one of my favourite boss battles ever. He's tougher than a fisherman's skin, harder to read than my ex-girlfriend, and it hits heavier than the tone of the film The Road. Jesus, I'm still not over that. The battle being broken down into 2 distinct parts means that you have to adapt entirely to whatever the Nameless King throws at you, be it lightning, waves of sheer energy, or trying to impale you from afar. It is a great encounter that will make you actually feel like you've advanced as a person upon completion. In fact, it's such a good boss battle that FromSoft clearly knew of it and hid him away in an optional area because, to be honest, when you put him side by side with the others, he just makes everyone else look bad. Soul of Cinder. It had to end somewhere, and what a fight it was. Calling back to boss battles of the past, the Soul of Cinder throws everything it can at you, changing up its fighting style in order to keep you on your toes. Now, while some aspects here are easier than others, this fight will truly test your mettle. Absolutely no jokes with this one, as in my eyes, it is the perfect way to end the vanilla experience of the main game. Also, when he turns into Gwyn, it is hard not to have a big old dumb smile on your face as you're like, oh, there you are, Papa Fire's back again. I mean, admittedly, the smile does go away very quickly when he impales you and eats most of your health, but still, good to see you, mate. But if you thought that I was done with just that, no, of course not. We got the DLC bosses to go now, so bonus round. I'm hoping that Rich is doing something amazing for this and not just like leaving me just making my own sound effects and doing stuff. But still, if it is, bonus round. Stray Demon. Boo, Echo Fighter, boo. Even From Software knows that this boss battle design is pretty ancient because he literally falls apart at the end. Fire Demon. Why does it feel like the old Demon King and this guy should have swapped places? This guy's much more interesting. Outrider Beast. Oof, that is a face that only a mother could love, and he's a very naughty boy for jumping on the guests. I was invited. Leave me be. Do what you need to do now and take old Yell around the back of the shed. Champion's Grave Tender. Now this just feels like all the leftovers of all the other bosses. It's just a bloke with 2 dogs and then a big boy who wants to be Sif, but we are not ready to move on from him yet. Stop trying, FromSoft. It is not going to happen. Sister Friede and Father Ariandel. Honestly, this feels like this game's version of Ornstein and Smo, except here Ornstein's gone full waifu and, well, Smo's decided to pick up the weights instead of the bloody Karamak bars. As the pair work together so well, they make you feel utterly hopeless at times just because they toss you back and forth like you're a bloody chew toy. Demon in pain. Yeah, me too, bud. Demon from below. Yep, right there with you, dude. Seriously, this pair is absolutely brutal. Can you please give me a minute to catch my breath? Half-Light Spear of the Church. Right, so if you're lucky, you will just get a hard-as-balls battle with a really brilliant boss. But if you are unlucky, then he will summon in real players who will absolutely decimate you, all the while he stands by the back just going, Darkeater Midir. What can I say apart from noish? I mean, like, it's the best dragon boss battle possibly in the entire franchise. It's hard as nails. It does everything you need it to. It's got a massive range of attacks and it looks the absolute business. It almost makes up for the Ancient Wyvern, or Wyvern, however you want to pronounce it. Almost. Slave Nightgale. Holy hell, this boss battle quite literally has everything, from its amazing cinematic opening to the fact that he's like shambling, trying to attack you, and you think that you've got the upper hand from him, but no, he then changes and explodes in this fiery passion, so much so that even his bloody cape wants a piece of the action. And to top it all off, he's got this ability to pie you off in dramatic fashion by leaping into the air, pulling out a rapid-fire crossbow, blasting you to pieces, and then smashing down to the ground with an explosive area of effect move. I cannot fault Old Man Time here because he is literally the final word on boss battles in this series. And quite fittingly, actually, because he is the last boss battle that you will face in the entire Dark Souls franchise. For now, at least. And there we go, my friends. That was what every Dark Souls player thinks of every Dark Souls 3 boss. I hope that you enjoyed that. And yes, we are done. The trilogy is over. But that now raises the question, what should I cover next? Let me know down in the comment section below what 2 franchises you'd like to see me collide together, or what you'd like to have a fan base think of their own video games and stuff like that. Just let me know down below. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. I hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you are getting up to, my friends. And remember to treat yourself with love and respect, because you goddamn well deserve it. Kindle that bonfire within yourself and go forward to have some jolly cooperation with your fellow man. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Peace out. Oh, and also follow me on Twitter at RetroJ with a 0, but yeah, See you soon.